Welcome to night school where the shadows creep. Grab your popcorn, don't fall asleep. The doors are open, let the nightmares play. You won't make it out today. Welcome to night school! She grins in the dark with your secrets in tow. Creed paints your smile with the shame you won't show. He slashes with style, blood drips by the door. Glorious God! This is what legends are for. With the click of his pen and a therapist's sneer, he lists all your sins you didn't know were near. Smoke curls like truth in a midnight hymn. Las lecciones still smoking man. Pecados que no se extinguen sin fin. Are you scared yet?
I want to suck your blood, but also teach you a little law. Welcome to Night School Horror, everybody. My name is Tommy James, a.k.a. Mr. It Was So Smooth, the smooth effect himself, the movie guy, baby, or as other people love to call me, your favorite movie therapist. And, well, indeed, we have a special episode for you, ladies and gentlemen. And when we do special episodes, I have to get the right person with me. I do. I have to grab the person that gives me the lessons, also is a grand wizard, because if we're going to talk about something wild and crazy, you know we need Big Money Eddie with us, the grand wizard of horror, the cigarette-smoking man himself. What's up, guy?
Hey, everybody. You know, I was just like, I'm overwhelmed because I listened to that intro. That was a beautiful intro, I have to say. Very, very nice. Very nice. Very, very good. Shout out to the people who did it. It was very good. I'm actually excited about this because, you know, when I think Dracula, I think Bram Stoker, and I think what he was doing and all of that, I obviously think of a low-budget parody that's a commentary on society and bureaucracy. So I am excited. If you at the audience at home did not blend those two together, don't worry, because I didn't either. But this movie actually made me think a little bit about stuff, and I'm excited to talk about it. I'll just leave it here.
Yeah, me too, Big Money. I'm very excited to actually talk about this. So what we are doing is we had an opportunity to speak to the writer and director of Draculaw. His name is Scott. And Scott, I hope I'm saying the last name properly. It is, I'm going to say is Deshane. Deshane or Deshane. And if he's fancy and puts his pinky in the air, his name is Deshane. But we had an opportunity to speak with this gentleman, and he was so cool. What a great dude. And he was like, we need to talk about this movie. So he sent us the opportunity to watch Draculaw. That's right, everybody.
Dracula, like Rob Zombie?
Not like Rob Zombie's Dracula. It's law, as in a law-abiding citizen, or the law. Because, you know, I fought the law, and as we know, the law did win.
I am the law.
I am the law. So for everybody out there, you can actually go and watch this movie right now. If you go to Amazon Prime, you can rent this movie. And I'm also seeing that you can stream it on the Roku channel. So Big Money, we had this opportunity to watch this movie. You got the breakdown. You've seen the trailer on YouTube, which, of course, you can go on YouTube to watch the trailer. What did you think right off the bat seeing the trailer?
I was excited seeing the trailer. I thought I had concerns first. I thought it was a serious movie.
Okay.
That then was trying to do something very horror-esque, but just like it didn't work. But then I realized it was a comedy, and then I breathed a little bit lighter, and I realized, okay, they're actually doing this on purpose. Okay, so that actually, so if you at the audience at home watch the trailer, just bear in mind that it is purposefully a comedy, right? The hilarious moments are purposefully there. Like the quote unquote bad stuff is purposefully done. It's not like it's on accident. So
Right.
once that was clear, like I immediately thought trauma, or if some people say trauma. So I thought of that, their production company, and I went like, I've seen those movies. I like some of them, those movies. I don't like all of them. I like campy horror. It is a niche of mine that I
Sure.
enjoy, but it depends on the director and writer and how they do it, if I enjoy it or not. So I had that expectation coming into that movie. I had that trauma expectation.
Sure, absolutely. And when I seen the trailer myself, I looked at it and was like, "We're in for a ride." And sometimes it's a good thing to go on a ride, and sometimes it's a bad thing. But if you kind of understand what you're watching, that's what I truly believe is a lot of moviegoers or people like us that get into that critique type of moment. They look at it like it's supposed to be a blockbuster film, but not every film is a blockbuster film. And you have to take what they're giving you. Now, when you look at the title of the movie, you don't automatically go, oh my God, like this is Bram Stoker's Dracula, with just some law. Like, no. This is not freaking, fuck, what was his name?
Nosferatu?
This isn't Nosferatu with litigation. Like, this is not what we're watching here, okay? But you're here to have yourself a good time. And that's what truly matters when it comes to just watching movies in general, but especially these kind of low budget, more of that indie film. They're not meant to be taken like the Avengers movie. It's meant to be, this is somebody that created something, that wrote something. Now, I've never done it before, Big Money. I know you've never made a movie yourself, so we definitely can go and tip our caps.
Except that one time with my girlfriend, but we don't talk about that because
that's like the Paris Hilton. Yeah, that's like the Paris Hilton movies. Those are different sections of indie. I don't know, could be horror, could be comedy. Depends on the actual. It could be sci-fi. Who the fuck knows? If it's sci-fi, it might be more interesting to check.
It's actually an alien homage.
Oh shit. Yeah. Well, let's before we dive into this film, I want to just read real quick for all the listeners out there. So one of the taglines of this movie is, he's a sucker for the rules, which is fucking hilarious to go and just use that as one of the taglines. But Draculaw tells the story of a young lawyer seeking redemption who must confront the counselor, a supernatural force of evil who uses the law to steal people's lives. He must summon all his courage and legal skills to fight the council and his bandmate, and his band of monsters. With humor, horror, action, and romance, Draculaw delivers a fun thrill ride. It's that fun. But I will tell you this, though, throwing it out there, this movie has won 22 International Film Festival awards, including Best Feature, Best Horror Comedy, Best Soundtrack, Best Actor, Best Sound Design, and Best Cinematography. So it has that going for it.
Oh wow! I don't think I agree with the soundtrack.
Oh, the soundtrack's fire. There was some songs that dropped in there, and I was like, "Oh, this kind of works. This kind of works for the scene."
And I don't know if they had it from somewhere else or they composed it for the film, but the theme song it's catchy. It's very catchy. So, best acting, best horror comedy. I could also see it winning best horror comedy.
Yes.
For the audience at home, like if you've ever seen Class of Nukem High, or if you've seen the Killer Gingerbread Man, or Evil Bong, has that level of acting. It has that level of like comedy horror type. It's at that level. I would say its commentary is smarter than those movies in general.
Sure,
but it's at that same level acting wise and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? A lot of people, let's be real, they really do enjoy those films. The Evil Bong franchise is very popular.
It's bonkers.
It is.
Lack of an almost pun there.
It is bonkers in general. But honestly, so is this movie. It's bonkers. And we're going to talk about it real quick. So, Scott, I know you're listening. Again, thank you for this opportunity. We're going to give it the night school horror treatment. I hope you guys have fun and what we enjoyed about the movie. And we might even get a little shots in you on here and there. But again, don't take it to heart, man. You were able to do so much, and we've never done this before. So props to you, my friend. Great job in creating a film. And honestly, it was a fun time to watch this movie. I had fun, and that's what matters.
Oh, I did have fun. I did have fun.
I had a lot of fun, but it's long. It is long as hell. I will tell you this. I feel like a movie like this needs to be down to that, like an hour 15, like a 75, I think 90's even reaching a little too far.
I agree.
Because I feel like this movie clocked in, I'd say at an hour and 41 minutes with an after credit scene, by the way. Spoilers indeed. If you watch this film, there is an after credit scene.
Which then becomes an hour and 44 minutes.
Correct.
And then that is a lot. Like if you hit I think hour 20 is solid. It's a perfect round number.
Yeah.
I think hour 20. If you want to add the credits, hour and 23. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But there are scenes that could be cut from the film to make it run smoother.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that is also 1,000% true, where I could look at it and be like, I probably would have cut this. I may have cut that. But there's one thing that I will say. The movie starts off pretty hilarious. The fact that Dracula is talking to somebody, which turns out to be that old guy, as we find out later on, but he hands him an invoice. And when he handed him an invoice, I laughed. I was like, this is peak comedy right here. Yeah. Dracula is handing an invoice for some money. Like, what's he doing? And he does it in like that little, he's in the shadows and he pulls the invoice.
He looks like Mr. Burns. This is like,
yes,
you're going to pay me all the money.
you're going to pay me. And just the way he just slides it on. It's a big fucking invoice, by the way. But I was fucking great. Hilarious. Already got me knowing what we were getting into. I will tell you that from the beginning, you know what you're set for. You're not going in there going like, wow, this movie is like really hitting on this horror ass. It's like, no, we're having fun. And this is, again, like I mentioned, this is really what it's about. He hands that man an invoice that put him in an old folks home. It was a big fucking invoice. Holy shit, I'd like to know. I wish I could see the total of how much he's seen, because man, he was so confused. Why am I getting this? Mad funny, hilarious. What we're gonna do. We're not gonna go scene by scene, as we always do. We're gonna jump around a little bit, talk about some scenes that we liked and some characters we did, and maybe some characters we didn't. Big Money, I gotta ask you a question. Every time he made a law, and we got a chance to see, I guess, I don't know what they call
the representative or whatever.
Perfect.
The city councilman.
The city councilman, the representative that goes and makes the law official. Did you like that green screen from 1974's presidential speech?
Honestly, I didn't. and those are the things that to me dragged from the movie. Is because the scene is in itself, the scene is hilarious. Like when you see the premise. And sometimes that's what ruins some of the comedy for me in the whole movie.
Sure.
The premise, the payoff is hilarious, but the delivery is not. And then you realize that is a solid, you see the counselor in this movie is Draculaw, basically Draculaw.
Mm-hmm.
A long Draculaw. And and he's seeing some kids, and he does a series of laws. We'll get to why he does them in a bit, but the point is, these are the least important laws you can think of, yet they are the most invasive to your privacy and to your time.
Yes,
and that is hilarious.
Yes.
That premise alone is hilarious. I went that's clever, that's funny. And how people react to them, hilarious.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yes, absolutely.
But the delivery of some of those things, even some of the ways how people react to them, loses some of the comedy. And so, for example, when you see the councilman or representative, because honestly, based on what I saw, I don't know if it's. I think it's a city councilman only because it's not statewide; it's just citywide.
Okay, yeah,
So
that
I
makes
think
sense.
it's a city councilman. Um, and if you would have had like a scene where you would have like I know it costs money,
Of
but
course.
like if you would at least have like a little council chamber and have some people there dressed in suits and tie, maybe instead of having a smoke monster in the end, you would have had that scene done. It adds a layer to the credibility of the joke because
Yeah.
now it's just becomes all these serious people talking about this ridiculous law, and you're adding to your commentary, which I think is the strongest point of your movie. I
Hmm.
think, and it just would work better. Like the delivery is just like off. Like it's like 45 degrees off in some things, but when you look at the setup and the payoff, hilarious,
Yes.
but the delivery's off.
Yeah, I agree too. I feel like that's like you mentioned before, like there is something here. You know what I mean? There's something you can fuck with here and have a lot of fun with it. Which you can tell everybody in this movie was having a ball. Some people thought they were acting as if they were going for an Academy Award, but hey, it worked in some senses where I'm like, this person's getting into this shit and I'm with it. Like, let's fucking go. I will say though, I started realizing as he was making his laws that I feel that Draculaw or Dracula, the council, he's the stress maker.
Yeah,
He's Dracula the stress maker because and some of them were funny. Like let's get into some of these laws real quick. I do enjoy like with the little merry-go-round thing. And and they're just first of all, he's creeping all the way, man. He's just standing there watching some children, and he's just like, "That's dangerous." And we need to fix that. And I like the shot of having like the kids, and it's just their heads going, and it made me anticipate that one of them was going to come off without a head, and I was going to be like, "Oh, hey, you got to put a law into play." And then he switches it where it's like now it's like padded, and they can't push it. So they're
They barely can move it.
they're just so upset and bored. That shit was funny. That had me laugh. The universal car alarms,
Yes.
the stress maker. Like, you know, Mentos is the fresh maker, Dracula's the stress maker. Holy shit, that had me rolling.
I love the one with the car, which has a little payoff eventually in the.
Yes, that was the universal car alarm.
And
It just kept going.
My thing was, and just to show what I meant by delivery, right? The premise, phenomenal. The payoff, phenomenal.
Sure.
The delivery, that lady does not deliver that joke well.
No.
No, that needed to be like, oh, fucking God.
Yeah.
You would have gone like Trump's butthole. Why?
Like
Or,
more
something
more
like that.
stressed, more like really into
Not,
the
oh my God! Oh no! It's like Tommy was so. What are you doing?
She
here?
Tommy was so it was really funny how she said it though. Just like she's just like it won't stop. It stop. And I'm watching it and I'm looking and I'm like, I feel like I'd be more like
Pissed off.
angry. Like there's one part where she ends up kicking the car. Like that showed more anger. Or you know, when she shows up later, she's like the Stan Lee cameo of this film because she shows up in a bunch of times when she crashes into the courthouse.
That was hilarious.
And it stopped, and then it starts going. Oh, it's going again, and you're like, oh, okay. And then she backs up, and like everyone's just kind of looking, like no one's sitting there going, like, did you just crash a car into like this brick fucking place? Pretty sure that would have never happened.
Fine.
Everybody was fine. The car was fine. Like she was able to back it out with no problem. What kind of car that was? Which that was great. I also thought it was really funny was the sober check. Like We need that. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of think in the sober driver check, it was called. We may need that honestly nowadays. I think that's really great how he has to put the code in, but as he was sober, he couldn't do it, and then he went to go drink, came back, and then he did it while he was drunk. I haven't had a drink in 3 years, and then he fucking puts the code in, and then the guy's like, "I can't let you drive." He just got in the car, but it's great because it's like that whole like. It doesn't make sense that the fact that he's sober, he can't put his pin in. But then again, it's also that joke of people that go to these supermarkets and whatnot and buy stuff and always forget their pin.
Yeah.
But if you have a couple of drinks and you all of a sudden you're like, boop, 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 boop. Oh, I nailed it. It's, I can't let you drive because you're drunk. Technically, law-wise, he's good. He passed it. Yeah. He did it. So he should be able to get in his car and drive off in the sunset if he wanted to. Oh, that had me dying. Big money. What scene? I'm gonna ask you, what scene or character had you just rolling? Had you were on board, you were going with it, and you were just having a field day?
You know, I at the beginning, like I enjoyed that scene. Like I actually the drunk test was one of the scenes that I laughed the hardest.
Yeah.
And I would say, I think it's intentional, but it's like when you have the little small head guy with the hat, and then
Rufus
he's running around the little Scooby Doo,
the Scooby Doo chase,
the little Scooby Doo chase. Look, it's hilarious because you're going like, this is stupid, but then they made it, you know, even more stupid.
Yeah.
By having the little succubus old lady show up because she actually knows Rufus and she actually, you know, wants to.
She likes
play around
Rufus.
With him.
She does like Rufus.
Likes Rufus.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that Rufus is an animal.
Yes. You could tell. He's definitely an animal. He gave me little rascal vibes. I was like, I'm like, there's 2 children under there, aren't there? They're just.
And then she's just like pursuing it around, and I went like, this is hilarious. It's stupid, but I will like, this is stupid on purpose.
Yes, cartoonish.
Cartoonish, and I went like, it's a good homage. Now, which is what I was mentioning to you before.
Mm-hmm.
Taken in context, I didn't like the whole vibe of the intersplicing of the genres. Like, I think that the comedy, when it worked well.
Sure.
But then the horror parts worked well, but they didn't blend together for me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I can understand.
I feel like the horror parts of it, there were some really brilliant ideas. And then the comedy, there were some really brilliant jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that the script could marry them well.
Okay, sure.
That's like, and then, so for example, that scene in another movie would have been hilarious. But at the same time, I'm also thinking about the plot, and I'm thinking about what does this have to do with, you know, the time, which is, again, what we're looking at is like, you know, hour and 20, hit your comedy beats well, and go home and rest. The audience is cackling and laughing, but you want to do a serious bit, and then that's your extra 20 minutes of explaining how Dracula actually uses his powers and whatnot. Yes. Which we can get into right now if you want to.
Yeah, go for it.
But because, you know, this Dracula is very different. Yes, he kind of, you know, you could say like, oh, he can suck blood, but more than that, it's time.
Time.
He's a time sucker.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he is.
And he's
like an energy vampire.
Yes, yes, like what we do in the shadows.
Like what we do in the shadows.
Yes, exactly. So he's like basically he is an energy vampire. If you don't know anything at home, he's an energy vampire, and he uses his money and influence his influence over these politicians to make all these stupid, silly laws that we've been making fun of for a bit because they are hilarious.
Yes.
And what they do is that they make people waste time. Like, for example, the drunk guy was wasting time there. And that time wasting feeds him. And, you know, it's sometimes a few seconds, but what they're saying is a couple of seconds times 1,000
Times a
plus
million.
people, 1,000 times a million times whatever the population of the city or town. He gets a lot of time for himself, and he's
Yeah.
drawing that energy, which brilliant. Again, I think, and I'm not saying it just because the director told us to see that. I think that's a really brilliant idea.
Yes.
That
It
a
is. It is.
brilliant-
It's very brilliant. It's very smart because let's be real, time's a ticking and you
Yeah.
can lose time. And eventually, when you run out, there ain't no getting time back.
Oh, and it's a clever metaphor,
Yes.
right? Because it's like you think about like what is worth our time, right? Like family, faith, community, doing good towards other people. That's like what's worth our wasting our time, right?
Yes.
Because it's not wasting time. It's building something beautiful, like building the future, building, a peace, whatever. But then we get all these time wasting things. Our social media, we get thousands of streaming,
Yeah.
right? And you realize that we are wasting times on things that we don't need to waste time in. For example, how many times have you at the audience at home? It's happened to me, and I stopped doing that because I went like, "This is a waste of time." Like an energy vampire is sucking away at me. It's like when you're in the comments on YouTube or social media, and you're commenting, go like, "This idiot." Let me just tell him exactly what an idiot he is because of, and then you just wasted away 3 hours of your life in a back and forth with somebody you'll never meet,
That's right.
and again, 3 hours wasted. That is, that's why I think it's clever. Not only is it a brilliant new way of introducing, because yeah, we had energy vampires before in a way, but this is a new way of looking at vampires, which is a metaphor for capitalism. It's a metaphor for an authoritarian government, all that stuff. Again, like I said, brilliant. But I think that it's so brilliant that I think it's overshadowed by the need to make a comedy.
Right. Yeah. So you feel like if they would have stuck to this concept, would you say it should be more like, because since you got Dracula technically involved, it doesn't figures with the horror. Would you have put more, say, drama and like the comedy sprinkled in?
So I would have actually made it realistic,
Okay.
and he is a vampire. That you don't lose that.
Mhm.
I would have made it realistic, less ghoulish,
Okay.
right? And I would have kept it realistic, not just to save budget if I was making the movie, because I don't know, but
Sure.
it's like I think that playing it straight, is sort of like airplane sort of thing.
Mhm.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Like, imagine, for example, just this is what I'm visualizing for the script, because the script had me thinking about a lot of things.
Sure.
Imagine the counselor being Will Arnett.
Okay.
Okay, it's like, no, we're here, and time is wasting. And he's giving the serious delivery of these ridiculous lines. No cover up, no, not covered, just him,
Right.
just like he is,
Mhm.
dressed in a power suit, and just let the it's written. The dialogue is not a bad dialogue; it's good dialogue.
Yeah.
Just like let it flow, let the dialogue flow, because if you're so focused on the effects, like there are some lines that are hilarious that the counselor says that are wasted because we can't see his facial expressions.
Right. It's only
That
eyes.
are It's only eyes, and some of the
hands.
other and hands.
Hands.
And the other thing that draws me out of it also is that the effects on his voice are remove whatever comedy is happening. Like, for example, when he steals a penny.
Yeah. Okay.
Hilarious.
Yes.
That is hilarious.
Yes. Yes.
That is hilarious. But we don't get a chance to see him like, we just see him just like tumble around, which is a little bit funny, but it could have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
more hilarious if we would have seen that facial acting there. So that to me is what makes me not love the movie. Like
Yes.
and I wanted to like the movie because I like campy movies,
Yeah, absolutely.
but I think it just messed up because it wanted to do too many things at once, which is my
Sure.
criticism of most movies today.
Yeah, I feel like, when it came to this movie, there's, like you said, there's a lot that could there's a lot there. There's a lot that can be played with. There's a lot that could be tweaked and adjusted to where it'll grab you and it will continue on, even though you're in a campy movie, you're in an indie film, you're not in this blockbuster fucking IMAX theater watching these movies that are meant to grab you, because if they don't grab you, then you're just like, what a waste of time, what a waste of money. I feel like what Scott was able to do, there was a lot there. I'm sure he had a lot on that paper. I'm sure he wrote so many pages, and then he was like, I got to kind of cram it all in. And sometimes you don't need to do that. You have a legitimate story here that could work really well. And I like how you mentioned the whole Will Arnett thing, because what made me start thinking was, we know it's Dracula from the beginning. Obviously, the movie's called Draculaw. But what if we didn't know it was a vampire? What if this wasn't called Draculaw and maybe had a different name to it? And I think towards the end, finding out it was a vampire, energy vampire, makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
And like you said, the concept of time is huge. And I like how they kind of defeat him, not really defeat him yet, but in the sense of doing the same thing, wasting his time, which at that point when when the judge is like asking him, wait, what is this holding you back from? Like, you still can go on and do your shit. You're just giving them another 24 hours. And then it turns out they need another fucking 24 hours or another fucking, 48 hours. And he's getting really pissed because he's like, you're just wasting time. So the response is actually brilliant to attack him with time. He's trying to defeat us with time. But what if we attack him with time? And I think, again, I do agree with you. I think it's actually brilliant. It's very, very smart. But because you're throwing in all this other stuff, yes, it makes us laugh. The whole concept that he's going up to grades and grades. He's going up to graves. He's handing his business card. That's hilarious. The bride thing was so funny, how it's like, well, it turns out they didn't do the paperwork correctly, so you're not actually married. What? And the hand comes out. He takes the ring as like collateral, gives her the card, says, give me a call. I'm going to need a favor. Which brings me now. Matter of fact, before I get there, because I do want to talk about one specific character.
Oh, sure.
When we bring up that whole concept of time and those like laws and whatnot, what else like made me laugh? Like I laughed was that they, with the car seat safety, it wasn't just the concept that it was like a race car kind of fucking thing with all the seatbelts and the turning the dial. They used a numpad to put the password in. My man went to Staples, bought himself a numpad, kind of stuck it in the car seat, and she's going bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, damn it. I got to use the bathroom. Why now? That is funny. That was really good. I had to write it down because I saw the numpad. I was like, I use that at work. Like, that was really great. The the making the lock like on like that was insane. It was so stupid but hilarious because that's what people do when they can't fucking get something. They grab the butter knife. Well, if I just kind of stab at it,
just like and
she went nuts, stabbing at it. Shit goes on her dress, and everyone's gonna laugh at me. Girl, the dress you're wearing looks like you got blood on it already. Maybe that was meant for that. Maybe that was the case. He was like, but your dress looks like it has blood on it. It looks good. But that numpad had me rolling. I was like, yes, that's funny. I liked that.
It's that you just reminded me of something like just an example of a gag that I will like. That's like unnecessary. And again, I don't know what he's thinking as he's doing it. What he's if he's trying to do it as a metaphor, or if he just found it really funny. But when he's spilling ketchup on the councilman,
Oh, yeah.
and squirting. Let's be honest, squirting ketchup.
That was
And
a lot of ketchup.
That's a lot of ketchup for a bottle. I'm gonna be honest. Like, that's a lot of ketchup. He didn't have a regular old ketchup bottle. He had the whole like big tub.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
He went to Costco for that one.
Yeah. It's I see. Those are the most. I didn't laugh on that one. I went like that. See, you could have lost that entire gag,
Mhm.
and you could have still kept the joke of because just imagine the scene without the gag.
Yeah.
And it's like, imagine the counselor, like I'm saying, it's a Will Arnett type. It doesn't have to be Will Arnett, but it has to be like that same cadence. You want somebody who's delivering, like H. John Benjamin could have also done it. Like, imagine, like kind of like stone sober, like delivering. I am serious. I'm the most serious actor in the world, but he is delivering insane lines,
Sure.
and he is saying, "We need to put security. We need to pass a law that put security caps on all bottle caps. Why? Because it's essential for the security of everybody. Why? We need it. We need it now.
We need
Something like that, without showing like the hilarious bit there,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just like, but why?
Very
And
Three
then
Stooges, like
and
that
then
gag.
you get to the moment where she's just opening the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the payoff,
Right, the payoff
because
is
it's
that
hilarious. It's hilarious, but because it is hilarious, she's going, ah!
Yeah, she's
That's
losing
funny.
her shit.
That's funny.
Losing her
funny.
shit.
That, like, when I didn't laugh on that one, when she was trying to open it with her, that was funny.
Yes.
And that's how you build to the payoff.
Yes.
Without losing track of everything. Because again, it's just little things like that would improve the film for me.
Yeah, I can understand that, and I totally agree, because I feel like by doing the Three Stooges gag, because that's what it is. It's a Three Stooges type of gag, oops, I split the thing and it come on your chest. And then, first it's the mustard, then it's the ranch or the mayo, and then comes the ketchup, which was way more than was in that bottle. But hey, some people love a good Three Stooges gag. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And some moments I feel like that one, like when he did the mustard, kind of got me go like, all right. I did the mayo or the ranch, whatever it was. I went, okay. And then when he did the ketchup, I was like, oh, alrighty then. We get it. I'm sure the councilman, I'm sure he also gets it. He understands now, like, oh yeah, you've completely ruined my suit, and I feel like also because, and that's what I will say, what makes it more interesting as a vampire, Dracula type of shit. He doesn't use most vampire movies that we've seen. They use like a hypnosis kind of thing. I thought that's what it was leaning towards when he was. Yeah. How is he getting these laws to be passed? Is he using the hypnosis thing? Which makes sense. But no, he is an energy vampire, really, a time vampire. This guy's just an idiot. This just he just don't want to deal with it. It's just like, oh, you're right. We're going to put more we're going to make this thing almost impossible to fucking open up to where someone's going to use a butter knife and then like the screen goes all red. It looks like she's going to literally chop her fucking hand off. I'm not surprised we never got to that point though, where like she stabbed herself in the hand or something, which would have made sense because it's utilizing that concept of time, which also utilizes that concept of stress, because as we know, one of the biggest silent killers is stress. Yeah. And as the more stressed you are feeling, you're probably going to end up, not lasting as long as you probably should. So again, that's why they call it the silent killer. That's why you got to be careful with that. But imagine being so stressed out over a thing of ketchup because you can't open it. Or like the chocolate syrup, which is, I believe, what her issue was, which, by the way, it said Rufus is on it. Throwing and shout out to Rufus on that one. Yep. So that one, just stamping at the damn thing. But it's just like, oh my God, she's losing her shit.
Yeah, just imagine the scene. Like, again, it's all about the buildup. If you would have had her coming from work, having to deal with all the little stupid laws, like a little montage of all the stupid laws, having to deal with it, and then she just loses it in the bottle and not say anything, just leave it there as she's just like, ah!
Yes.
And you just cut there as she's just like opening the bottle. With that, you go like, that's what he's doing. But why is he doing that? Mystery that will continue on as the movie progresses.
Yes.
But I think that's what was missing in the movie for me. I think lean less into the supernatural, although it's still a supernatural movie. But don't lean into the ghoulish. Yes, it's the comedy, the jokes work. Just you need the delivery. And I also think that if I'm being really honest, like a little bit of the editing could have helped the movie. We were talking about the hour and 20, but I also think that, being really honest, like there are some scenes that could have been a little bit tighter.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean, I believe this is Scott's first, like, if I'm not mistaken, this is his first official movie. This is his first directing.
It's one more than me.
It's one more than me. Well, maybe for you, I don't know. You might get a half depending on. Hey, remember, me and you do have IMDb credits.
Oh, that's true.
We do have IMDb credits, but not as directors and not as writers. But this,
and not in that film that I was talking about.
And no, not in your alien sci-fi porno that you created. That's fucking great. But I think like with that concept of stress and the concept of time, it would have been really interesting, like if she was doing that the thing with the bottle, and then maybe like there's like little gray hair or something that pops up, kind of like what they do in What We Do in the Shadows with Colin Robinson, when he literally just sucks it because he's so boring. When he talks, he's sucking the life out of you. That's what keeps him going. And you start to see like the gray hairs, or like they're just like fucking zombie-like creatures. So, and it didn't have to happen at that very moment, because that's the only time we see that character. But maybe another glimpse later on, and she's got gray fucking hair, and you're just like, where did you? What? I don't know. Like everything just nowadays is so. Just everything I'm trying to do, it's like it's harder to do things. It's harder to do the simplest things in life, like get into your car, or children going out to play. They can't. There's the scene when they are pushing that little merry-go-round thing where he sees like they're like boo and the black under the eyes and the shadowy kind of figure, which is hinting at that concept of draining. He's draining their energy, draining their life, draining their time. So again, like you said, this movie does have a lot that it could work with, and there's times that it hits and there's times that it does not hit. One of the things that I wanted to bring up was a couple lines that were said in this movie that had me rolling, by the way. This line got me good. I lost my briefcase and she lost her head, which, by the way, they didn't find yet. Very delivered. First off, that was delivered terribly, but damn, like, I'm sorry. You lost your briefcase and she lost her head. The Final Destination moment where the fucking crushed her. But the problem was, first briefcase. How the fuck did she lose her head? It fell on top of her. Her helmet was perfectly fucking fine, by the way. It wasn't cracked or anything because you see it in the water. And then we see her later where she's in the computer screen. Yeah. And there's her head, her head and a little bit of her collarbone. That when he said that, I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, where did that come from? Made me laugh. And that's when he was talking to Mason, when he goes and meets his dad's buddy Mason. That's how he got the pen, which what? He got a special pen. But I will give Mason, I want to shout out to the guy that played Mason. He was my favorite actor because he actually acted. Like he paused, he would pause, he would react, he would use hands, but not too much hands.
He would emote.
Yes, there you go. He would emote, and he pondered before he like said the line. He was sarcastic at certain points of the way he says it, and then I feel like when he goes for the pen is when it's just very like, Days of Our Lives, Little House on the Prairie kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just very slow, but he grabs it, he turns around, he opens it up, and there's a blue pen there. But the way he acted, right, the way he was delivering his lines, I was like, this guy is the best actor in this movie right now.
Yeah,
Like, he is
agreed.
killing it right
Agreed.
now.
I agree.
I was on board. He's better than Ark. And I liked him too. He had a lot of moments that worked really well. But to me, Mason, boom, nailed his 2 minute, 3 minutes fucking of fame on that one. Fucking killed it. So props to my guy.
Yeah, probably the most like legitimate it felt in acting wise, for real. Like, it was
Yes.
like, please stay.
I wanted more of him. Honestly, I'd have placed him over Klaus. Okay,
Yeah,
I'd have placed him over Klaus because I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a bone to pick with Klaus. Okay, Big Money. I got a bone to pick with this guy Klaus.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Man, you know what happens when you're in a film that I'm watching,
Oh no.
and your name is Klaus, and you don't have a German accent, and you trick me. You know what happens?
Oh shit.
I'm going to tell you what happens.
You just made the list. You just made the list. You just made the list. The movie therapist. You just made the list.
I'm putting Klaus on my list. I got the pen right here. Clickety click, Klaus. Okay, Mr. Robert Feldman. That's right. You know why you're making my list, Klaus? I'm going to tell you right now. Right now. Write down Klaus. Because one, Klaus likes to watch scary brides constantly chase him and just stare. Why? Why would you ever think of doing that? So that's one reason. How about the fact that, again, like I mentioned, doesn't have a German accent? Your name's Klaus. German accent. And the one reason, and it literally happened this moment, Big Money, it happened right off the bat when we were first introduced to my man Klaus. Because you fucking tricked me into thinking I was watching a law firm commercial. God damn it, Klaus. You just made the list. You shouldn't be happy, sir, because first off, when you are introducing yourself, sir, why in God's name? I mean, he's like, you know what works best? Law. You know what people love? Law. Where's the commercial? Where's the thing that goes, call now for Klaus's Law Place? Like, no, none of that happened. None of this happens. So to me, Klaus, you just made the list. God damn it, man. And wait, how about the fact that they were in the basement playing with a puzzle? Oh, hey, Ark, thanks for coming, bro. You found us. What? Kiss my ass, on the list you go, sir. So, Klaus, Mr. Robert Feldman, you have made the list.
Shame on you, Klaus. Shame on you. Shame on you. No, honestly, I have to agree. Like, if I had a list, but I don't have a list, but you have a list.
I do have a list.
But it's very important to know that you do not want to make the list.
You don't want to make this list. And Klaus made the list.
Made it. And also very important, we could explain the list, and Tommy could explain the list, but you wouldn't understand the list.
No. I could explain it, but unfortunately, okay, you know what, Big Money? For the people out there, they've been asking this for so many times. I've been getting hit up multiple times. People like, Tom, what is this list? Okay, so let me explain. Very quickly. I'll do it as fast as I can. Okay, so when you go to the supermarket, right? And you're gonna go buy some eggs. Okay, you're like, I gotta go buy some eggs. And you get to the section that has all the eggs. You get to the dairy section. And then they have large and they have jumbo. And you ponder for a second, because you gotta, well, do I want the large? Do I want the jumbo? And you've been there before, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so when you're sitting there and you're thinking, you know what? Forget it. You won't understand. It won't work.
Fair.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
can't help. I can't help it.
Completely understandable.
No.
But I just agree that the whole scene didn't work.
No.
You're just looking at it, and I go like, that is 3 minutes that you could have taken away from this whole movie, and you would have added nothing. You could have introduced him when he was talking. I forget the name of the protagonist right now. Why am I blanking on his name?
Arc.
Arc, yeah. Arc, when he met him and everything, like, he's so likable in that introduction when he's talking with him, but he's so unlikable in those 3 minutes that we see him at the beginning. You do not there is such an uneven way of looking at this character, and you never get that asshole side of him ever again.
Yeah,
really. Think about it. Like, yeah, he's sarcastic and everything like that, but again, he's a lawyer. What do you expect? But
correct.
It's but other than that, the sarcastic bit, like, he cares, like he's helping, and he cares about all the people that he works with.
Mm-hmm.
So again, what is the point of that whole 3 minute diatribe? I don't know.
Here's what actually made me laugh too when I was watching that scene where he's the introduction of Klaus. I felt like I was watching The Office when it was like no, nobody likes it like
so funny.
Like
I was on the same. I thought something similar.
That's why I thought it was a commercial. Like, I'm like, oh, this is going to introduce his buddy. Like, and that would have been perfectly fine. Like, if it was just a commercial on the TV, and then he's just kind of watching it with maybe the guy that directed it, which could have been Scott, by the way. They could have thrown Scott in there, a little cameo, and he would have been like, this is shit. What is this? This is shit. And that would have been hilarious to see. But no, that was real life. This was fucking happening in real life. And then he goes, I'm going on a sabbatical. And just bro, aren't you the owner? Where are you going? But then again, I don't know if he's the owner because they didn't say the fucking name of the firm.
Yeah.
Oh, but honestly, it made me laugh, and that's what truly matters. But now, Big Money, I think everybody that is listening to this episode, including the cast, the director, everybody that's involved in this movie that's listening right now, they need a lesson from the cigarette smoking man.
Mijo, listen close. Aquí está la verdad. If your house says get out, don't be living with that. Dancing with demons. Pero con ritmo. Eddie drops wisdom with every humor. Lessons from a cigarette smoking man with a puff and a glance.
Hey kid, let's light up. Gender benders. Gender benders are the new fad, the new craze that is going on in Hollywood today, and even not in Hollywood. We see in this movie, Draculaw, a couple of ideas that are thrown in and trying to create the perfect Reese's peanut butter cup. But not everything is a Reese's peanut butter cup. Sometimes you end with sardines with jelly. That's not a good idea. You don't want to create something that makes no sense, that is jumbled, that has no purpose. Every scene must layer on top of the other in the project and the enterprise of art. What you are doing is you are trying to simply emote and express the human soul. Sometimes it comes through a loud fart. Sometimes it comes through a few titties that fly through the screen. But sometimes it comes through well-edited shots, perfect dialogue that encapsulates the human progress and the human struggle to live out this life. When we do a gender bender, not a gender bender, a genre bender, I apologize as I misread my line. When we do a genre bender, we got to make sure that what you're blending complements each other. Like a Reese's peanut butter cup. You want that Reese's peanut butter cup melting away the little chocolate and the peanut butter, Slowly in your mouth. When you get sardines and jelly, you end up vomiting. So make sure that when you're writing a film, you know how to blend the genders. The genders, again, why am I saying genders? Hello. Um, Genres. Make sure you blend the genres correctly. Till next time. He's looking at you, kid.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Big Money. You were very gender bender for a minute.
I don't know why I'm saying gender bender because I think it's just easier to say than genre bender.
It's possible because of we were talking about your sci-fi porno.
That is true.
And the gender benders and aliens and shit, man. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, agreed 100%.
That's very possible. But then again, of course, a very good lesson, as we always learn from you, the cigarette smoking man himself.
One important point, too, is that the sardines and jelly were also in that alien porn.
Put that on the, you know what happens when you use sardine and jelly in a porno? You know what happens? I haven't seen it yet, but if it's a fact, you will, sir. Sir, you will make the list. I will just keep that on the side for right now. But Big Money, this is the end. We are coming to the finale as we always do. So the question of all time, will you give Draculaw a second round?
Unfortunately, I can't. I didn't. I would recommend people watch it.
Mhm.
I think it's as a horror comedy goes, for a low budget. I think it will gain a cult following. I think. You can never know with these things.
Sure.
But I think it'll gain a cult following. You can tell that this movie was made with love, and that people want you to see it and want you to enjoy it, and you do enjoy it. But would I watch it again as, let's say, for example, I'm thinking about a movie on that type of caliber, like Toxic Avenger or Class of Nukem High, or even on a bigger, higher caliber, Demon Knight, which has that same comedy horror thing going for it. I wouldn't watch this movie again because it just doesn't hit that rewatchability factor. But it is a nice idea, and I wish that if the director, Scott, is listening, take that idea and keep it growing because I think you have something there. Just saying, brother.
Oh, all right. Well, interesting. And I will also, honestly, I'm going to have to agree as well. I wouldn't give this movie a second round, but I would tell people to check it out. I believe that they should don't go on Roku. I think you should go on Amazon. I think you should rent the film. Buy the film if you'd like to, but a lot of people sometimes may want to watch it before they can choose to actually purchase the movie. But give this company that Scott's with, I wrote it down and I completely slipped my mind. But again, for Scott, give the man, give him your money. Do it, all right? Because it's well deserved. It gives him an opportunity to make more. And that's honestly what I would like to see. This is Scott's first one, so I want to see another one. So Scott, I know you're out there. I know you're listening, dude. Don't ever let anybody tell you differently, sir. You have won awards for this. Well, hell yeah. Great job, man. Okay? We had some fun with you on this one, as we always do on Night School Horror. But, dude, if you come out with another one, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch it. There's no doubt about it. We appreciate the opportunity to watch this movie. And we had fun. And, of course, we nitpick a little bit. We saw some stuff we think could have been done. I think, again, we could have cut the runtime a little bit. There's a few things we didn't touch on, but that's because the listeners need to go out and actually watch the movie. So make it happen. All right, it is time to say goodbye. It's time to say sayonara. So we will start with the cigarette smoking man himself, Grand Wizard of Horror, Big Money Eddie.
Hey, everybody. Watch Draculaw. Thank you, Scott, for giving us the opportunity to watch this movie. And I hope you take our thoughts on it charitably, because we're always honest when we do these things. We're not going to compromise our integrity, and I hope everybody at home also respects that we will never compromise our integrity. Whenever a director tells us to look at their film, we will look at it with respect because we recognize that Mr. Oh So Smooth has said, we haven't made a movie. So we got to respect the props for that. But also importantly, that we still have to look at the film as we would enjoy it if we enjoy it ourselves, because we have a credibility to keep up. So when we give these criticisms, we do it with the utmost respect. And at the same time, very important, do not eat sardines with jelly.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank God I don't eat sardines, so I know I'm good there. But thank you, Big Money.
Sardines.
That's disgusting. That just ruins everything. But thank you, Big Money. Really appreciate it, and thank you for coming on this episode and enjoying the movie just as much as I did as well. And again, my name is Tommy James, aka Mr. Oh So Smooth, the smooth effect himself, movie guy, baby, and of course, your favorite movie therapist. Scott, again, thank you so much for the opportunity. This was awesome. We had a lot of fun. And just like Big Money said, dude, take as much criticism as you can, but always remember, one middle finger can make anybody feel special. We will see you guys next time. Peace.